was glad to hear that because I didn't recognize anybody. Hine ma tovu manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tovu manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tovu manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Tovu manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tovu manayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tovu manayim shevet achim gam yachad.
Indeed, how good and how pleasant it is for us to be together on this Shabbat. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
It's good to be together, hopefully with full bellies and full hearts from Thanksgiving. An opportunity for us to extend that season of gratitude and rest and sometimes some family craziness to be together, to welcome Shabbat, to ground ourselves here in this moment. And of course, Shabbat is a communal activity. So whether or not you're joining us here in person or online, we are glad that you are joining our community tonight. And it's better to pray together when you know the people you're sitting around. So I'll invite everybody to take a moment and introduce yourself to someone. You might need to cross an aisle or cross a row or two, but please introduce yourself to someone new, say Shabbat Shalom, and then we'll get back together in a moment. So for those of you that don't know us, I'm Rabbi Aaron Torup.
I am Bree. I'm the song leader here.
Bree's been our song leader now for a year, almost a year and a half now.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And it's been so great to have her with us and to be able to share her musical talents, especially in God Ilan and at J-Quest and Kefli and also occasionally here on Friday nights. As we do every week, we begin with welcoming Shabbat through the lighting of our Shabbat candles. You can find the blessings for the Shabbat candles on page 2 of your Siddur. Adonai
Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
And we continue with Kiddush, which is on page 4 and 5. Vayhi erev, vayhi voker, yom hashishi, vayichulu hashamayim v'haaretz b'chol tevam, vayichal Elohim bayom hashvi, melachto asher asa, vayishbot bayom hashvi, mikol melachto asher asa. Vayivarech Elohim et yom hashvi, vayikadesh oto, כי בו שבת מכל מלאכתו אשר ברא אלוהים לעשות. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, בורא פרי הגפן. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, אשר קידשנו במצוותיו ורצה בנו בשבת קודשו, באהבה וברצון הנחילנו, זיכרון למעשה בראשית, כי הוא יום תחילה למקראי קודש, זכר ליציאת מצרים. כי בנו בחרת ואותנו קידשת מכל העמים, בשבת קודשך באהבה וברצון הנחלתנו. ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת. Amen. Chaim. Having welcomed Shabbat with candles and with Kiddush, we turn now to welcoming Shabbat with song. Beginning in the back of our prayer books on page 344. Page 344, singing together from Psalm 96, Shiru Ladonai Kol Haaretz, let all of the earth sing songs to Adonai. Turning back to the front of our prayer book on pages 20 and 21, we find the words to Lecha Dodi, a song that invites us to reach out to welcome in Shabbat, to go and meet the bride that is Shabbat. And I love this image because it reminds us that we have to create Shabbat. Yes, the timing comes every week, whether or not we are ready, but if we want to feel Shabbat's presence, we have to go out and make it happen for us. We can't just sit around and hope that the Shabbat spirit strikes. And so as we sing Lecha Dodi, I invite us to think about the ways that we create that Shabbat moments in our lives, whether that's through worship or food or family or intentions, that how we bring Shabbat in. We'll sing verses 1, 2, 5, and 9, and on the 9th verse, we'll rise and face the door as we symbolically draw Shabbat into the sanctuary and into our hearts.
Lecha Dodi likrak alai, alalai, 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 b'nei Shabbat, mekavela. Lecha Dodi likrak alai, alalai, 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 b'nei Shabbat, mekavela. לקראת שבת לכו ונלכה כי היא מקור הברכה מראש מקדם נסלוחה זו מה שבמחשבה לך דודי לקראת כלה יללי 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 פני שבת לקבלה לך דודי לקראת כלה יללי 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 פני שבת לקבלה
Verse 5.
מצורי מצורי כי באורך אורי שיר דברי כבוד אדוני אלייך נגלה לך דודי לקראת כלה יללי 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 פני שבת לקבלה לך דודי לקראת כלה יללי 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 פני שבת לקבלה
We rise and face the door, verse 9.
בואי ושלום עטרת בעלה גב בשמחה וצהולה תוך אמוני ים סגולה בואי חלה לך דודי לקראת כלה יללי 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 פני שבת לקבלה לך דודי לקראת כלה יללי 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 פני שבת לקבלה
Please be seated. We turn to page 24, where we find the words Shalom Aleichem. Shalom Aleichem is written in the plural, welcoming in multiple angels. Shabbat is a day of multiples, to candles, to chalot, to angels, reminding us that we exist on Shabbat in two. There's traditions that we get an extra soul on Shabbat, that we become two-souled, and that idea helps us remember to be in partnership and in community on Shabbat. That Shabbat is something we do together. We welcome in Shabbat together, we bless one another, and we leave Shabbat together, empowered and strengthened for the week ahead. We sing together, Shalom Aleichem, page 24.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon. Mihi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim,
So at this time of year, as we are gathering for Thanksgiving and winter holidays to come, many families like mine pull out all of their games. Whether they're board games or card games or new online and phone-based games, this winter season is one of playing games, at least for me and my friends and my family. Some of these games are cooperative and some are competitive, and some are about discovering hidden clues and cracking codes. And so perhaps it's no surprise that when I read this week's Torah portion, Vayetze, I found games wherever I looked. But these were no ordinary games. Our parsha opens with a game of dream interpretation, as Jacob seeks to understand what the dream of the angels going up and down the ladder means, something a little bit akin to Pictionary. Then comes the game that Laban plays with Jacob, tricking him into 14 years of hard labor to marry his daughters Leah and Rachel. Then the two of them play a rather sorrowful game of vying for Jacob's attention through child rearing, including the trading of a special plant, a certain kind of mandrake, that disrupts the usual order of their gameplay of who gets to sleep in Jacob's tent that night. While Leah wins the game for the greatest number of children, Rachel is the one who ultimately captures Jacob's heart. And finally, as Jacob, Leah, and Rachel and their 12 children leave Laban's tent, Laban plays a game of hide and seek or capture the flag with Rachel, as Rachel steals his idols and hides them in her saddlebag as they ride away. These games and events from Jacob's life are simultaneously playful and tragic. I believe that these stories are supposed to be humorous at times. The image of Jacob waking up the morning after his wedding to discover he married the wrong sister, and the story of Rachel sitting upon her father's idols as they ride away are meant to be funny. They have a sense of comedic irony. And yet, for all the games that they play, there are no winners. Everyone leaves these games feeling hurt and betrayed and lonely. Leah remains unloved. Laban and his daughters have a falling out. Rachel only has one child of her own, and Jacob is still far from his birthplace. Now, family games weren't always a piece of cake in my household. There were some tears occasionally, but nothing to this extent. And the truth is that Judaism often uses games and riddles to explore difficult concepts. One of my favorite collection of midrashim is Echa Rabbah, or Lamentations Rabbah, which is the book of midrashim on the destruction of the temple, and it begins with a series of 11 riddles. Here's one of them for you. An Athenian went to Jerusalem and met a young boy. The Athenian said, "Take this couple coins, go to the market, and buy me enough food that I can eat, be satiated, and still have something left over." The boy looked at the coins and thought, well, this isn't even enough for a piece of meat, let alone a whole meal, and what am I going to do? Goes to the market. He comes back with some salt. And the Athenian says to the boy, "Did I ask you to bring me salt?" The boy said, "You told me you wanted to eat, to be satiated, and have left over, and by your life, this salt is enough. You can only eat a very little of it before you say, 'I don't want any more,' and you will still have some left over to take with you." Of course, the salt is never filling. Meeting the request, but leaving the Athenian lacking with a yearning for something else, a yearning that allows the rabbis to explore their yearning over the destruction of the temple. Here's one more. A Jerusalemite went to Athens, and he couldn't find any place that would accept him. He went to an inn and ate and drank, and afterward he asked if he could sleep there. The innkeeper said, "We innkeepers have all agreed that we will not let any Jerusalemite sleep in our inn until they have jumped 3 times. So the man said, I don't know how you want me to jump, why don't you jump first, and then I'll follow and do what you do. So the innkeeper jumped the first time and arrived to the middle of the inn. He jumped a second time and arrived at the entrance to the gate to the inn. He jumped a third time and landed on the other side of the gate, at which point the Jerusalemite got up, walked to the gate, and shut it behind the innkeeper. The innkeeper said, "What are you doing?" And the Jerusalemite responds, "I am doing what you wanted to do to me." A playful approach to the exploration of what it means to be exiled, to take revenge on those that try to destroy you, on hatred, and can we do to others whatever it is that they do to us? See, these riddles are not ancillary to the text that grapples with our people's most mournful moment. They are central to how we confront destruction. As Galit Hassan Rokem, a professor at Hebrew University, writes, play and humor may be the most powerful modes of spiritual survival in moments of utter stress. She says that riddles create distinctions, break them down, and then rebuild them, constantly playing with our pre-existing assumptions, ways of thinking, and beliefs. Riddles, in other words, help create a new reality with which we can engage. And engaging in play, in games and riddles and puzzles, helps us to see things from a new perspective, to break our patterns of thinking, and perhaps to discover a new solution. And while the games, sometimes humorous and often tragic in Vayetze, our Torah portion, don't always succeed, they are ways that our ancestors, our texts, and then ourselves try to grapple with the most important questions in our life. Who will I marry? Will I be loved? How do I navigate changing family relationships? Where can I find God? And where really is home? We don't always discover the answer to the questions that we seek, but the game is often worth playing anyway. When we play, we discover new approaches and different ideas, having fun along the way, and looking at something from a new perspective. So the next time you have a big question, put it down for a while. Go play a game and have a laugh. Who knows what you might discover in the process? Shabbat Shalom. We return to our prayer books to page 28 as we enter our call to worship, Baruch Hu. I invite you to rise in body or spirit as you're able. No.
No, go for it. Thank you.
We read together on page 31 on the top. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flows. Your wisdom sets the way on which time and season glide. Your breath guides the sail of the stars. Creator of the tide of time and light, you guide the current of day into night. As heaven spans to infinity, you set its course for eternity. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flows. Baruch atah Adonai, hama'ariv aravim. Shema is on page 34.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vaed.
Please be seated. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'odecha ve'hayu ha'dvarim ha'eleh asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha Veshinantam levanecha, vedibarta bam, veshivtecha beveitecha, uvlechtecha baderech, uvshochbecha uvekumecha, ukshartam lehod al yadecha, vehayu letotafot beineinecha. Uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha uvisharecha leman tiskeru va'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'tem kedoshim le'elohechem ani Adonai Elohechem Asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim liot lechem le'elohim ani Adonai Elohechem Adonai Elohechem emet. Continue on page 39 at the top. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands, marching together. Micha Mocha is on page 40.
Like you, Adonai, who is like you,
Pages 42 and 43 for Hashkivenu. We'll sing the first two lines in English on the top of 43 alongside the parts of the Hebrew text on page 42. A reminder that as we seek shelter, we must do so in community. That true shelter and safety for us all comes when we join hands with one another, when we foster peace and understanding and friendship and love between all people, including people who are different from one another, but who recognize that each of us deserves shelter. Each of us deserves safety. Each of us deserves peace. We sing together, Hashkivenu.
Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Hashivenu, Adonai Eloheinu. Hashivenu, Lishalom. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms.
Turn the page to Vishamru, at the top of page 44, our song for Shabbat.
Veshamru b'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat, lasod et HaShabbat ledorotam berid olam. Veini uvein b'nei Yisrael, od hilei olam. Veshamru b'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat, lasod et HaShabbat ledorotam berid olam. Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai et hashamayim ve'et haaretz. Veshamru b'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat, lasod et HaShabbat ledorotam berid olam. Ubayom hashvi'i Shabbat vayinafash, Shabbat vayinafash, Shabbat vayinafash. Veshamru b'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat, lasod et HaShabbat ledorotam berid olam, ledorotam berid olam.
We take some of that Shabbat refreshment and Shabbat nourishment that hopefully we feel, and we send it outward to those who are in need of healing, healing of the body or healing of the soul, healing of the mind. And all the ways we are broken, we know that our prayers and our comfort can help bring a little bit of peace and a little bit of healing to them. If you are praying for healing for someone, I will invite you to share their name aloud as I come around the room, and if you are joining us online, to hold them close to you, and then we'll join together on page 253 for Mishaberach.
Our lovely friend Danielle.
Also praying for healing for Joan Levitt. We're on page 253. having joined together in so many prayers, we also know that there are thoughts and prayers and wishes and dreams that we each have individually that we would like to offer up. And so we turn now back in our prayer books to page 46 and following for the Amidah. In a moment, I'll invite you to rise, and we will chant these opening words together, asking for the ability to share what needs to be said. And then we'll each take our time to offer up our own private prayers, either using the liturgy in our Siddur or simply turning inward to the liturgy of our hearts. And when you're done with your own personal prayers, you may be seated. But for now, we rise together in body or spirit on page 46 for the Amidah.
Adonai sifatai tiftach ufi agitehi latecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. We continue with a prayer for peace on page 62. This particular Oseh Shalom is from my synagogue, when I grew up, all the way back in Philadelphia. It is our song, and I'm bringing it all the way to you. Bring a little peace from me to you. Page 62. Oseh Shalom. Amen.
many of you came in tonight, you were greeted by two members of our board, Amy Fisher-Smith and Joe Pakel. We thank them both for their service tonight and indeed every day in their leadership of our community. And I'll invite Amy up to offer up a few announcements.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone,
Shabbat Shalom.
and hope everyone had a happy Thanksgiving. Just a few announcements you can find in your announcements here, but tomorrow morning, 8:45 is Torah study in the BK, followed by Musar and meditation at 10:30 in the BK and also on Zoom. And then if you don't have your tickets yet, there's tickets for the Cantors concert is coming up this Thursday, December 4th. Doors open at 6:30, the concert begins at 7, so definitely don't want to miss that one, so get your tickets. And then there's lots of Hanukkah celebrations coming up. Again, there's more detail in your announcements, but I'll mention just a couple of them. Women of Isaiah has latkes and libations on Sunday, December 7th at 6 p.m. in the social hall. There's going to be a Hanukkah flash mob in Walnut Creek on Saturday, December 14th at 1:30. That's led by Rabbi Greninger, so let her know if you can attend. And then finally, there's going to be a virtual candle lighting with Rabbi Miller on Sunday, December 14th at 6 p.m. on Zoom. All of this is in your announcements, and afterwards, please join me in the Oneg room for Oneg, and Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Thanks, Amy. We're taking a Hanukkah on the road this year out into our community with a flash mob just before Hanukkah starts, and then during 2 different nights during Hanukkah, we'll be lighting the Chanukiot at the Pleasant Hill City Hall and at Moraga Commons, both ways for us to join with the broader community in celebrating Hanukkah. So please come out and join us and join our neighbors in bringing some light together. We conclude our worship beginning with Aleinu, which is on page 282 of our Sidors, page 282 at the bottom, and I'll invite you to rise. Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, latet gedula liotzer breshit, shelo asanu kegoye haratzot, ולא שמענו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. Page 287. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו echad. Please be seated. The light of life is a finite flame. Like the Shabbat candles, life is kindled, it burns, it glows, it is radiant with warmth and beauty. But soon it fades, its substance is consumed, and it is no more. In light we see, in light we are seen. The flames dance and our lives are full. But as night follows day, the candle of our life burns down and gutters. There is an end to the flames. We see no more and are no more seen, yet we do not despair. For we are more than a memory slowly fading into darkness. With our lives we give life. Something of us can never die, and so we move in the eternal cycle of darkness and death, and of light and life. As we take this moment of memory to think about those that we have loved and who are no longer with us, Our Temple Isaiah community is especially mourning the most recent deaths of Bernice Posman Garcia, Annalene Amirana, Stephen Isaacs, John Cahill, Marvin Schulman, and Saul Lee Gittimer. If you are remembering someone, whether they died recently, it is the season of their yahrzeit, the anniversary of their death, or they are simply on your mind and heart a little bit extra this time. If you're joining us online, I'll invite you to hold their memory close to you in your sacred space. If you're joining us here in the room, I'll invite you to rise in your seat and to share the name of your loved one aloud so that we may join you in remembering them. Those who we remember out loud, and for all those that we continue to carry with us in our hearts, we rise as one community of memory and mourning and recite the words of Mourner's Kaddish on page 294. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, be'alma divrach hirutei ve'amlich malchutei, b'chayechon uvyomechon uv'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael, Ba'agala uvizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach le'olam u'lamei omaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh. V'yithadar v'yit'aleh v'yithalal shmei d'kudshah b'richu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata. Tushbechata v'nechemata. Da'amiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehei Shlama Rabbah min Shemaya, V'chaim Aleinu Be'al Kol Yisrael, V'imru Amen. Oseh Shalom B'mromav, Hu Ya'aseh Shalom, Aleinu Ve'al Kol Yisrael, V'imru Amen. Oseh Shalom B'mromav, Hu Ya'aseh Shalom. Aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imeru. Amen. Please be seated. We conclude tonight with a song based on the loving kindness meditation, inviting us to bring blessing into our own lives and then to share it with those around us. If you know the words, I'll invite you to sing along, and the Hebrew that is in our song is Kain Yehi Ratzon, or may this be God's will.
May I be safe. May I be free. May I find space to just be. Can ye hear Ratzon? Can ye hear Ratzon? May I find my way back home. Can ye hear Ratzon? Can ye hear Ratzon? May I find my way back home.
From the I, we move to the you. I invite you to take that blessing and send it out to someone specific. Somebody that you love, somebody that maybe you're struggling with and want to wish the best for. But remember that we don't always receive blessings, we also give blessings. May you be safe.
May you be safe. May you be free. Ratzon. May you find your way back home. Ken Yehi Ratzon. Ken Yehi Ratzon. May you find your way back home.
And finally, we pray for all of us together, one community. May we be safe.
May we be safe. May you be free. May we find space, space to just be. Can you hear Ratzon? Can you hear Ratzon? May we find our way back home. Can you hear Ratzon? Can you hear Ratzon? May we find our way back home.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you so much, Bree, for joining us. And please join us together in the Oneg room directly through the back of the sanctuary for a little bit of Oneg.